So often we talk about emergency savings, and I really believe that every emergency savings account should be married with an emergency budget. Hi everyone, it's Tina with Picture It Personal Finance. I hope you all are doing wonderful today and are ready for a great topic discussing the difference between needs and wants and why it's important to know the difference between them. If you are in the situation where you are now requiring your emergency savings for an extenuating circumstance, so we're not talking about the car engine blew up and you're both still gainfully employed. We're talking about those emergencies that can drag out for months or possibly even for years. Like, you could be in a scenario where you're having to redefine what life looks like for you. It is so much easier to lean on something that was previously prepared, especially as you're grieving with the circumstances that are going on. When you are in a high stress or distressing situation, it can be really difficult to rationally think through your circumstances. And so, going through the exercise of having an emergency budget ahead of a crisis occurring is really a foundational step to having a well-rounded plan for your financial future. That being said, in order to create an emergency budget, you really have to have a clear differentiation between your wants and your needs. Wants to me are those items that are necessities for your household, toward your family's health, safety, and well being. These would be the things that include your food, your shelter, your clothing, and your transportation. Things that are paramount to your being able to communicate with the rest of the world and ensure that you are able to still be employed. So, making sure that you have a cell phone and internet and the ability to get from point A to point B, I think are things that would fall into the needs category. The wants category are those line items in your budget that are designed to incrementally improve the quality of your life. So these are nice to have items. These are entertainment, luxuries, leisure activities, memberships, clubs, things to that effect. When you are structuring your emergency budget, you need to make sure that your needs are absolutely captured within that budget, and then you need to go through each of your wants and eliminate those things to the best of your ability so that you can more easily maintain your emergency budget. Identify what they are so that when the emergency happens, you already know what needs to be eliminated. You can be quick to call those services and say, hey, I'm in an extenuating circumstance. I cannot afford this service right now, and I would either like to put it on hold or cancel it outright. Where it gets a little bit blurry is when you've got things like debts that need to be repaid. In those circumstances, those should be part or worked into your needs. Those are payments that you have committed to, but they should never come ahead of those things that, again, are there for your family's safety and well-being. So paying back your debts is not more important than making sure you have a roof over your head, that the power is on, that you have food in the fridge. When you go into emergency mode, you need to understand those gray areas and what they mean to you and what they mean to your budget, so that your emergency savings can be extended and that you can have greater assurity that you are doing everything that you can do until you get yourself out of emergency mode. I also want to highlight that if you're in a situation where you are truly in an emergency mode and you are having to repay on debts, contacting those creditors and letting them know that you are in an emergency situation and asking for either a deference or a reduction of payment amount for the duration of the time that you're in emergency. You could absolutely and should do that if it serves you and lets your emergency savings last longer. I feel that frequently creditors are willing to work with the borrowers as long as the borrower is proactive in their communication. So if you're in that situation, don't hesitate to reach out to them. As a matter of fact, be proactive in doing that. And when you do, keep a record and a log of who you called, when you called, who you spoke with, what was agreed to, and who is going to take the next step. Meaning, will they contact you? Will they send you an updated bill? Are you expected to contact them again in a week or 2 weeks to express to them if your circumstances are at all improved? By keeping those records, you will feel like you've got some control in what could very well feel like a dire situation, and that you again are doing everything that you can to the best of your ability to cope with the situation that you're in. Having these steps laid out again makes it where you're just following an already decided upon plan when you're in those circumstances, and you don't have to start to think through, okay, what do I need to do? How am I going to tackle this? Which can overwhelm you and cause you to kind of pull the ostrich move and put your head under the sand. For those of you who are currently going through a difficult time, whether it be because of coronavirus or some other circumstance, I just want you to know that you are not in it alone, that there are resources available at your disposal, and that you are able to do this. 100% you're able to do this. I have faith in you, and I just want to end with this quote from Bruce Lee that I love, and it reads, "The successful warrior is an average man with laser-like focus." Get your focus on the right things, look for a brighter future, and things will improve. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I appreciate you, and I hope that you will give this video a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next video.